Roger's still amazingly proud of you. It's the end of a great season. Congratulations. I think you just know what you need to do. Really, you know what you need to do for next season, and it's good that it really happened here at the World Tour Finals and not at like the Australian Open. So you have a lot to really think about, and you should still be proud of yourself. For first of all being 3-0 up, and also 3-1 in the second set. And you should just remember that number one, you were very successful, and the only thing to look forward to now is like how can you hold on to that? What actually happened? And a lot of it actually errors happened. I actually couldn't watch the match after a while, got a little nervous, so I followed it by a huge amount of Fed fans. And listen, I have to tell you, like, a lot of people are disappointed. And not disappointed in a negative way, but just surprised because they absolutely know you could do it, that you should have done this. And so, you know what? It's all done, and it's all good. You played some brilliant tennis. People were absolutely claiming it was a master class. But, just go from here. It is what it is. You played it the way you could play it. That's the way it landed. And again, I think, I wonder if you get to a point where you're like mentally wondering if you're afraid to just really take it there. You've achieved greatness so many times, but I just feel like sometimes you make these errors and people don't understand the errors, and I'm not sure, do you understand these errors? But it's not to be hard on yourself. It's just really to take a tally and understand the data and understand is it nerves? If it's nerves, again, like, once again, how much can you afford the cost of not really sort of hiring somebody to help you work through your nerves under high pressure matches? So, I am so proud of you. I have to tell you, as a fan, there's so many fans who are so proud of you, and maybe I can read some of the tweets. Let's see if I can get to my favorites fast enough. I don't even know how to maneuver this anymore. But so many people are so proud of you regardless. The people are definitely disappointed, but disappointed in a very healthy way, that they knew you absolutely should have had this match. And I think that's the only thing you need to do is look at the fact that you should have had this match. So you should know you actually can beat these people and you're still performing at a high level. I think that's the truth that you should hold on to, because that is the performance that you were kicking out. So remember that. Don't worry about the title. You can do all of that. I think the best thing to worry about now is understanding you're going to be in high pressure matches a lot if you want to be at number one, and you've got to, you've been there before, but now you've got to sort of tweak it and learn how to perform again under high pressure. And you're performing really well. I think, it's just about getting past those nerves and then trusting yourself. So good luck with that. I am so proud of you for this season, and so many people are so proud of you. Best believe it, truly believe it. You've done an amazing job. I don't care. We got to the finals. I'm sure we wanted you to win, but I read you pulled off so many great shots. Sure, you made mistakes, but I think it's really good data again to note. I think I'm personally more happy just knowing you were 3-0, up 3-0, and then up 3-1. And you could get so many points off of Joker, and you could dictate a game like that. And you also beat Murray yesterday, and you could dictate. Like, I'm just happy with that news. I have to tell you, I'm just proud of you, because again, that means the skill is there. And once you have the skill, obviously you can really do it. So it's about really working through your nerves. And I think just going over this match again. Thank goodness it was a World Tour final. I don't want to say thank goodness, but I feel like it's less at stake, and I think that winning the Grand Slams are the greatest, and you still ended this season really terrific. You got a lot of great data, and I think ending this season, you will go home and realize, like, what exactly happened on those points, with the errors, with, errors that people were completely surprised about, and I'm sure you yourself were surprised about, so you will figure out, where your nerves come in, and maybe you'll decide, like, really to get to work with someone on that, like, really understanding that this is what it's going to cost, for you to be able to buckle down in these tough moments. And your biggest opponent is yourself. Like, it wasn't even Djokovic. You were 3-0 up on him, 3-1 up on him. So you have to understand the biggest opponent was you, whatever was going on with you mentally. And it's not to beat you up or anything, but just to understand what's next to control it. I have to tell you once again, I am super, super, duper, duper proud of you. Congratulations for finishing the season. You had an amazing season. I think you should just keep it up. Don't let this get you down too much. Of course, I really wanted you to win, but don't let it get you down. I'm still super proud of you because, like I said, I think even though the match was lost, I'm kind of a little bit happier to know that you can get 3-0, 3-1 up on Joker against in a high-stakes match in a finals at the end of the year. You know that he was playing at 100%. So imagine if you were playing at 100%. So it's all good. Again, I'm going to get going, but I want you to know I'm so proud of you. Yeah, so many fans are proud of you. People are disappointed now, of course, but it's no big deal, Sophia on Twitter says, Roger, smile, please. People are really surprised that you lost. But this is surprise in a really good, healthy way, and you can do this. It's just about oiling the parts, and all of your physical were together, your skills, all of that was together, your fitness was together, I think most of your strategy was together, but it's just the unforced errors, the nerves. So, I mean, those are, again, like, you have the car well oiled, but you have a tire that's flat, or you need changing. So you got to make sure that you, like, start working with someone on the nerves. And again, I don't know, I've said this so many times, Michael Gervais. Maybe you reach out to Michael Gervais. Maybe you don't like him. Maybe maybe he doesn't fit what you're looking for. Maybe you think this is weird, but think about it, how important it is, the mental aspect of it. Just really think about it. Like, you're going to have to get your mental fitness up. You're going to have to be able to perform under pressure. And it's really getting to the point where people were actually saying, one person was predicting once you were 5-5 with Joker in the second set, one disappointed fan was like, watch, bet on it, it's going to be 7-6, 7-5, bet on it. I forget whose tweet that was, but it's not to pass along negative things, it's just to see that people know what you can do, they know you can perform better, they expect more of you, but they notice a trend. And it's true, this trend is costing a lot, and you're going to do what you want to do, of course, obviously, but it's good to really see that, again, like, to use this term I used earlier in the season, like, the leak in the boat is the mental under pressure. Feel free to take a look at my Twitter page too. I mean, sometimes it wasn't that happy, but there are a couple of good quotes on there as well about performing outside of your comfort zone, I think. And in order to learn how to perform outside of your comfort zone, despite the fact that I know you were kicking ass tonight and you were doing really well, I think it was a mental aspect. It was the nerves. So you gotta, like, if you decide that you, and I know you've already decided you want to take this really far away, but if you decide that you're going to, I feel you've decided that you want to take this very far on a physical level, like you want to win, you're serious about your fitness, you're serious about changing up your strategy and stuff, you're coming in net a lot, you were very successful in net, not only against Murray, but I think you were, in the early sets, people were saying you were taking the ball on early, which was, I was so happy about, because that's what I talked about in my last video too, like taking the ball on early. But can you be really comfortable with that? Because I know it's with Murray, when you're taking the ball on early too, you're a little bit uncomfortable. But I would say practice with that. You know, I'm sure it's not fun. It's more like drills, but continue to practice with that, like to get comfortable with taking the ball on early. It's not to say you're not comfortable with it, but I noticed you stepped a little bit, hesitated a little bit before taking it on early, and I'm not sure if that was the fact that you were trying to discern which way the ball was going, or if you were trying to decide, should I do this? And I feel like it was more like that. Should I take this ball early, and well, I'm right here, let me just do it. But I think that you were fine, that you were winning the points against Murray when you were doing that. So, again, I think it's about getting comfortable in what's not your comfort zone and really taking a look at this with such good data from this match. This match, again, it was a blessing, you know. It's unfortunate, of course, you couldn't win. I'm sure you're very disappointed about that. I would have loved it if you won, but I feel really strongly and very positive about your finish. Even now, with this result, I feel really positive about it, but I think this is the final thing where you're going to decide. You need to know you're going to have a lot of matches like this, and you're going to need to be able to perform under this high pressure. And it's not that you haven't done this before, but it is kind of a trend, you know. There's a little bit of a trend where you become your biggest opponent in the biggest matches. You know, it's not even these guys playing better than you. It's unforced errors. It's, you know, hitting the ball soft, you know, up at net. And I know sometimes you can't help it, but sometimes you just wonder, like, what's Roger doing? You know, like, put the ball away, you know. And it's not me only, like, this is a reaction on Twitter, and I'm only telling you it's not as criticism, I'm telling you this is data, so that you can take it, look at it, and if people are saying these things because they know there is better of you, they know that you should be winning more, and you deserve to win that match tonight. And once you really look at this data, you will be winning these matches. And if you ever believe in any of my other videos to you, hear me now and take my advice. If you ever believe in any other advice that I've ever given you, hear me and take this advice. You're going to have a fantastic, killer season next year if you get your mental game tight, and if you get into the point where you get in these high-stakes matches and you're going for the kill, you're going for the win, and you're doing it, you have your nerves under control. And I think some of that's going to be working with yourself mentally, but some of it's also going to be a little bit more of drills. I think doing drills of taking the ball on earlier, of being able to put the ball away when another player is standing in net, being able to just sort of get into a bit of a routine of how to hit what, so you don't have to think at the last minute. And I mentioned that before earlier in the season. But listen, again, you're doing a very good job. Congratulations, you had a fantastic season. And I think, again, the most important thing is to see that you are extremely talented and unbelievably capable of taking number one spot back. You've really showed that tonight. I haven't seen the entire match myself, but I've read all of the tweets. Talk about somebody not trying to give advice about not being in their comfort zone. I was not watching your match. I wasn't feeling I didn't want to jinx it. That's what happened, you know. I turned on the match. You were up 3-0. I turned on the match, and then you started making errors, and I was like, freak this. I don't want to jinx this, so I turned it off. But yeah, just know, this is such a good sign. You're playing a killer season first year in a fine, unbelievable form. You need to know that, and you shouldn't lose any kind of belief in yourself because of this match. You need to know that the loss was due to a lot of errors. You know, so that's the difference between someone just beating you straight up when you have you have a low percentage of unforced errors, and then the difference between, gifting away stuff because you're making so many errors. So, just know that. Know you're in an absolute good place. Let me say that again. Know that you're in an absolutely good place. I'm going to say that again. Know, Roger Federer, that you're in an absolutely good place. You're in a place where you can physically take over number one from Joker. You can do this. You were up 3-0. You were up 3-1. So it's your nerves, I'm sure. It's your nerves and it's errors. But people strongly believe in you, and again, they had a very healthy sense of disappointment, and I mean that healthy meaning that they know you absolutely were capable and that you were supposed to win that tonight. So it's okay. It's all about just going back to the drawing board. Like you said, I don't think you need to redraw anything, but just continue to work on your nerves and really understand, like, are you going to be okay with leaving this thing with the nerves, because it is something that is routine. And again, I say that because the best example of that was the one tweet that just said, oh, you know what, you were up 5-5. The person wasn't even giving you a chance to, like, watch. The entire score is going to be 7-6, 7-5, bank on it. Because this is what Federer does. He does this. A lot of people are saying that. He does this. Why does he do this? And they don't mean that something's wrong with you. They just mean all of a sudden, inexplicably, you just start inexplicably making errors and losing, I guess you could say. I hate to use the word losing, but I use this in a healthy way for you to understand that people know you can win, Roger, and you know you can win it. You have the skill. People expect it. Just like you expect a great, when you get in a Mercedes, you know that Mercedes is going to drive well. When you go over a bump, you're not going to feel it because the shock absorbers are great. You're not going to go over it. You're not going to drive in a Mercedes and then start hearing it clunk around and stuff like that. People expect a well-designed, and I'm not calling it a machine, but I'm just going to say this just for lack of a better word, well-designed machine to win. And when it doesn't win, and it doesn't make sense, they know that your ability is high and that the equation wasn't adding up. I think for you not to win tonight was kind of like saying 5 plus 4 equals 2. And I think that's what upsets people. Like, they know you should be winning. It doesn't mathematically make sense. So these are things that you really should be happy about. Just know that you can beat Joker. Know you can take the number 1 spot back. You'll have to do a lot of work. Work as far as remaining consistent, and I think you're to be able to remain consistent. You're really playing very well. When you're not making errors, you're kicking ass. Seriously, and I think you should continue to come to net, take the ball early, chill it when you can. I'm so proud of you. What highlights I saw with Andy Murray, so just know that. Absolutely do not, hear me, Roger Federer, do not let this match seep into your bones as you cannot win. You got to get your belief up, and you got to get a true grip on reality, which is knowing that it's your unforced errors, and it is the nerves that you are letting run wild and letting get in the driver's seat that's making you lose this. It's not even these other opponents. Like, if you were getting outplayed by another opponent, fine, but you're not. You're making errors. So this is a very good sign. Of course, number 1, you can always cut down on errors because you're very skilled, so that's a very good sign. And number 2, they are unforced errors, a lot of them. So it's not like they're forced errors. It's not like you're getting outplayed. So it's a very, very good sign. But anyway, good luck. You know what? This is all great data. It's an amazing end to a season. You have to think about this. You are an older player on tour. You're beating out guys, playing really well against guys who are much younger than you, and you are healthier than almost anyone on tour. And I think you're elevating your game. I'm so proud of you, Roger. I just want you to know, always rooting for you. So good luck. But I really think that as you have a bit of time off, you really need to think about how am I going to be my best friend on the court as far as preparing myself and getting my nerves calm, and so that I could focus, because your nerves are completely in the driver's seat. And if your nerves are in the driver's seat, You can't win a match with your nerves in the driver's seat. Okay, so you know that better than I know that. Let this be the data, and let this be the deciding factor that you don't want this. You don't want the nerves to cost you anymore, because people are like, really, you should have won that match. People are like, I don't understand this. Roger just, what is he doing? And I say that not to attack you or anything like that, but I'm saying that to show you the good side of it, that people know you should be winning and they expect you to win. And they don't hate you or anything. Your fans don't hate you, but they're really surprised. And they know this has gone on before, and this has gone on for some type of year, so you've got to get this under control if you really don't want this to keep costing you the legacy that you want to achieve. Don't let this get in the way. So, excellent season, I want to tell you. Excellent season. And, I wish you well. I'm so proud of you. I wish you won, but it's all good. Good times, and Djokovic will now be apparently 59-55 points ahead of you, so you've got to be on top of your game, but you're still in very good standing. And I think once you get your nerves under control, that's everything, because you already have the skill, you already have precision, you're already doing well coming in net. You're doing well being aggressive. You're doing well putting the ball away. That's all I can say. I feel like that was what's winning me the match against Murray as well, from the highlights, based on the highlights that I saw. So you're in a really good place. Number one, again, do not let this result today seep into your belief that you could win, because it was just unforced errors and nerves. So just stay proactive, keep soldiering on, but you've got to wrestle out that. You've got to get somebody to help you through those nerves. And again, it's not saying you have mental issues, like you need to get your mental fitness up, and if you don't, it's going to continue to cost you. I don't know how many times that I need to mention that this season. If you don't want to work with Michael Gervais, or it doesn't work, if he and your schedules don't work or whatever, find someone really good who can come on. You need that person, and hire them on, seriously, seriously. Anyway, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon. So proud of you, though. You have a lot to be proud of for this season. You really do. Do not let this get you down. And I was kind of surprised that you said you couldn't believe that you won the match against Murray. But listen, that's what coming to net and taking the ball early and just being Roger Federer is going to do. Because you know what? These guys have a lot more speed and pace, and they're bigger than you. And when you come to net and taking the ball out early, you know what? You're matching up. Your skill is higher than them, but you're, putting yourself in a good position to beat them and put yourself in an advantage. So good luck. And I wish I could talk longer, but I can't. And you can do this. All right? Good luck. You can do this. Take care. And I'm super, super proud of you. Congratulations. Congratulations on a terrific season, Roger. This is amazing, and do not get down for one moment, but just know what you need to fix and do it, please. That's all I ask. If you don't do anything else, do that. Because until then, you just have a leak in the boat. You're doing all this other work. Maybe you're eating right. Maybe you're coming in at more. You're looking at matches more. You're preparing even more. But the nerves is what is not doing any justice. So you've got to fix that leak in the boat. Like, figure out what works for you, who you're going to hire to get that all taken care of. It doesn't have to be public, but get it done, or understand that this is what's going to cost you your legacy. You're in a total position to take over the number one spot. As long as you remain consistent, and let me put it like this, your total position to take this consistently. And again, I know I've repeated myself a lot, but just understand that you are playing ridiculously well. You could even get Del Potro. You could get him. So, just know you're in a good standing, and I want you to do really well at the Australian Open, and I know you can do it. And Joker is the heavy favorite. And you can beat him, and that was shown today, that you have distinct advantage over him. Sure, he's gonna pull through. Sure, he's gonna fight. And now, anytime he's in a match with you, he's gonna stick in and stay mentally tough. And that's what he did. And that's what you need to understand too, where mental toughness will get you. It was mental toughness to hold on and got him through to the win. It was your nerves that drove the driver's seat, and as long as he hung in there, he was able to get over. But otherwise, if you both were using the same amount of mental resolve overall equally, he would never have won. So just understand that was it. It's not that he played better. So it's just a mental thing. Gotta get that tight, that aspect tight. All right, good luck. Again, unbelievably proud of you. You need to know you had an amazing season. You need to know, even with this loss, you are killing it, Roger Federer. You need to know that. You need to know that. You need to know that. All right? All right. Talk to you later. Good luck. Bye.